welcome to the Bookkeepers Podcast. I'm Zoe Whitman. I'm here with Jo Wood. Hey Jo, how are you?
Hi Zoe, I am good. I'm good. How are you?
Oh, I'm really good, thank you. It's Wednesday, it's our day we work together. We've just had some amazing meetings and conversations, and I love a Wednesday. So yeah, it's really good to be here. And we haven't got a guest today, it's just two of us.
We haven't, no.
I know, it's a really good time for this session though, because we really want to talk about the fear of growth, which is something which comes up regularly when we're having conversations in our community. And we just wanted to talk about what's coming up next week, which is our Bookkeepers Bootcamp event. And we've got some amazing guests who are going to come on and talk to us about a lot of the challenges that you might be experiencing when you're thinking about starting or growing a business, as well as the other conversations we're going to have next week with amazing bookkeepers in our community who are doing really incredible things. So super excited for today. Oh, Jo, how are you feeling about bootcamp?
I'm really excited because I can feel in the conversations I've been having, I've been out and about a lot recently, and everyone that I'm speaking to is like, I think, ready to get their heads in the game, ready to deal with summer. You know, I feel like everyone's starting to think, oh, we're getting to the end of term. It always happens when sports days start, and you start thinking people start going into summer holiday mode. But I think it's a really good opportunity for us to kind of make a plan, get our heads in the right space, get really motivated about our businesses and what our plans are to achieve. Don't get me wrong, everyone would like a break, everyone needs a break, but sometimes it's really good to go into it rather than feeling like, oh, I'm at the point where I've fallen out of love with my business or I don't know what I'm doing, to actually go into the holidays and think, okay, I have a clear plan on what I want to achieve and what I'm going to achieve by the end of the year. We're halfway through the year. There's still so much to go. And I've been there in the past as well. You kind of get to the end of this school year and you think, oh, okay. And then it's hard to pick up that momentum again because we're kind of at the point of burnout. We're kind of at the point where, have I fallen out of love? What do I want to do? So I think it's a really good opportunity to kind of boost ourselves, go into summer and have a great summer, whatever that means to you. Stay consistent, whether that's on a bit of a smaller scale, whatever it is that you're doing. But yeah, finish off this year strong. We're only halfway through. How quick is it going?
Well, no, it's mad, isn't it? I think there's a real power to having decided what it is that you want to do. I was catching up with a client this morning, actually, and talking about goals that they'd set themselves, the goals that they'd set at the beginning of the year. And then we went back and we looked at them. And I would say that about 70% of the things on the list had been ticked off. So things for the whole year, things had already been ticked off. And that person hadn't even reviewed those goals for months, but because there was something about having written them down and decided that that was what they wanted to work towards, that meant that those things, I don't know, it's like you kind of go out searching for the things that you want to happen and then you kind of put them into place. So it's really amazing what you can do when you it involves you having to take a bit of time out to consider, okay, what do I want here? But when you've decided that and you even just get your brain working on what the plan is, some of those things start to come to you. So I'm super excited. I know bootcamp's like a massive deal. We get lots and lots of people involved in our community, the Six Figure Bookkeepers Club, who are meeting people that they haven't spoken to before. There's lots of chat that goes on, so much support for everybody who's there in the community. And I know it's going to be amazing. And I think it's really needed because I think a lot of the conversations that we've had recently and some of the things that are coming up in our Success Lounge are around that feeling of friction when you come up against a new barrier. There's this thing that happens where you have a plan, you have a goal, and you're like, great, I can grow into that space and it's all fine. And then you reach a new level where maybe you need to have a team member, or you need to have some support that you didn't have before, or you need to invest in a piece of software that's going to help you to grow. And there's this new level that happens and people get kind of stuck there and there's something about, I suppose it's a little bit like reaching, like for some of your clients, Jo, I'm thinking particularly maybe like hitting that VAT threshold, and they're like trying really hard to not push beyond it, but they know that if they can push through it, things are going to be so much better for them. But for some reason we get stuck by these barriers and we start to I don't know, hold ourselves back from getting to where we need to be. And we want to talk about those things so that we can help you through it.
Absolutely. I mean, we often talk about, the fear of failure. What if I do something and I fail? But actually, I have learned over my many years in business is that actually we shouldn't be scared of failure, because as long as we're okay to, to take on board ownership, responsibility, accountability. How could I be better in the future? How can I learn from what's happened there? But actually, what I sometimes see more than you expect to see is people's fear of success. And that's so that barriers, when we're about to, I always say this: new levels, new devils. Sometimes we reach where we wanted to be, and when we think back, I'm actually where I wanted to be a few years ago. But why am I not feeling this amazing feeling of, oh my goodness, I've reached it, I've done it? We don't actually often celebrate when we get somewhere. We're always thinking of the next thing. It's human nature. And sometimes we think, oh, but am I getting too big for my boots? Who am I to reach that next? I've already achieved what I set out to achieve, but now I want more. Why am I not happy? And actually, everybody's like that, and it's okay. But sometimes that fear of success, what are other people going to say about me? What are they going to think about me if I do actually reach this? And yes, we do have things, I definitely have this conversation all the time with my clients, especially because my clients are serving customers rather than other businesses. When they hit that back threshold, it hurts, it stings, because it's coming right out of their money, and their clients are going to see it. They can't just go straight away and add the 20% on. So they maybe add 10% on, and they have to take a hit themselves. So they have to go through a mindset shift a bit, that you have got to smash through this target or else it's going to be really tough. And so we really want to address this. What's the things that are holding us back? What's going through your head at the moment? Are you thinking, oh, we're nearly at the summer. We're nearly at summer now. The things I used to tell myself, and I'm sure you've done the same. Everyone's going to be quiet. I'm not going to get any new clients now. It's all going to, do you know what? I've signed up 2 clients this week, and I've got another discovery call at 3:00. I tell you what, people aren't slowing down. But if we what stories are we telling ourselves about the fact that we're entering this new stage, this new season? Because you do hear it, don't you?
Yeah. And what stories are we telling ourselves? Like, what words are we using to describe ourselves? So we were talking to somebody earlier this week who talked about having just set up their little business, and I think for both of us, when we were sort of reflecting on that conversation, we were saying, we got to stop calling it a little business, because that isn't going to help you. And I think just changing the way that you frame things for yourself and for people, your clients that you're working with, it's like, rather than talking about I deliver this service, we deliver this service, there is a massive mindset shift that comes with doing that. Even if it's you and a bit of admin support right now, it's okay for you to think bigger and plan for bigger things. But I know we do hold ourselves back. So I think it's really important during everything that we're doing next week for us to think about the self-doubt that comes up, address the imposter syndrome that I know so many people in this community get over this sort of negative self-talk, and think about how we can be kinder and more productive with the kind of words that we're saying, because we don't want to hold you back. We don't want you to hinder your own progress and stop sort of taking those steps that are going to help you to grow. I think great conversations next week that are going to support with this.
Absolutely. And I think the first stage is just recognizing what you're feeling right now. So, we're going to go into boot camp next week, and I think it's a really good point to think, what's coming up for me right now? What am I looking forward to? But what am I a little bit apprehensive about? How am I feeling in my business? Just kind of take a bit of a check-in of where we are. And then it'd be great at the end of boot camp week to figure out where you're at then, because I think we hear it all the way through boot camp. Oh my goodness, I feel this, I feel that. This has been this light bulb moment for me. I hadn't thought of it this way before. But I think it's really good to recognise where we're at now and what we're feeling. I'm not going on holiday this year. I'm having a little stint in Wales, coming to see Zoe.
Yeah.
Yay. and we're going to go and visit somewhere that we're holding an event next. And I'm seeing it as I'm going to get to stay in a hotel, so it's going to be a bit of a fun, trip. My daughter is mega excited. She can't wait to stay in a hotel because I stay in hotels all the time, and she's desperate to stay in one. So I'm really looking forward to that. But I'm actually really seeing it as an opportunity because my children are at a different stage. So I know I've been there. I have done 20 years of summers, so I get it. I'm not trying to poo-poo how difficult this is, but we need to prepare for it and maybe you're going to have a different schedule, little pockets of time here and there. But really, what do you want? You could have an opportunity where you might be able to listen to an audiobook. You might have to change what you're doing. So how else could you grow? How else can you grow through this period without it being standard sitting in front of your computer doing different things? Because there are still opportunities. I realized the other day, I'd never done it before, something that happens in the summer is I have to water my garden. And actually I have to water my garden quite a bit, and it takes up time. Well, what I've started to do is listen to an audiobook while I'm watering my garden. And it's only 10 minutes here and there, but I feel like I'm doing something. I'm still moving forward in that time. Or maybe you can listen to a podcast or something. And I was talking to my sister about the fact that she really enjoyed listening to Jake Humphries when we went to the Go Proposal Firm Up event, and he's got the High Performance podcast. And something I've been doing every morning is just asking the question to myself, which is new and takes no time out of your day. How can I be high performance today? Whatever that looks like, whatever my day is, how can at the end of the day I get to the point, do you know what? I've done the best with the opportunities I've had today, and I feel, and so something for me, I've been waking up 10 minutes earlier and listening to a 10-minute meditation, just to get my headset geared that little bit more high frequency, just feel a little bit better. Now it's 10 minutes. Now, yes, I have to wake up 10 minutes earlier to be able to fit it into my day, but I feel like that's something I can do. Catherine's laughing at me washing the grass. I'm not washing the grass, I'm watering all my plants. But yes, what little, and it doesn't have to be big things. I think, again, it's that, what are the stories we're saying to ourselves? I know I used to think, I'm not going to be able to work for 6 weeks. I'm going to have all these kids around me, and I'm going to have to be here and there and everywhere, and I won't have this opportunity and I won't have that. How can we be like, I get to spend 6 weeks with my children? You don't have all these summers for very long. How can I make this the best summer ever, while in little pockets of time that I still can grow, still serve my clients? What can I do? How can I have this conversation and set the scene for my clients and set boundaries for the fact, and this is why I love the fact that now I don't hide that I'm a mum. I don't hide that I've got other commitments in my marketing and things. I used to in the past, and then it used to be really difficult to say, oh, by the way, summer's going to be really difficult for me to serve you because I've got these 3 humans that need my constant attention. Whereas now I say, I might be, maybe could you change your working hours? What could you do? When do you have support? I think we can have a plan and get excited about the fact that we get to do this. We're really lucky. I often hear the other day someone, or one of my members of my team, she's had so many hospital visits this week, children, parents and things. And she's like, we are really lucky that we can get to go and be there for our family. And yes, it's inconvenient. And yes, the work is piling up. But what else could that look like? What, you don't get to go because your employer doesn't let you go? It could look a lot worse. So we need to be grateful.
Grateful, totally. I was listening to something the other day, and it was saying about how, like, when you're feeling grateful, it's impossible to think other thoughts or have other feelings, because you can't like be sad and grateful, so I think it's really good to think about that. And I think what you were saying about how you plan for some time out, because time out's really important for everybody. We all have to take downtime, and reframing it from an inconvenience. And my kids are 6 and 4, so I completely get the summer holiday juggle. And I was having a chat in the parents chat the other day about which summer holiday clubs are the kids going to, and my daughter doesn't want to go. She's upset about it. My son's too young to go. I'm not going to send her on her own. So I just said, I'm just having them at home. And they were like, oh, lucky you. And I was like, well, yeah, lucky me. And that's really great. I mean, that doesn't mean I don't feel the stress of, oh my gosh, I've got kids at home for 6 weeks. But there are things that you can do. Like Jo, I got a trampoline park pass, and I was like, okay, so there's going to be 10 hours that we can be at the trampoline park, and the kids will love that. I can use that 10 hours. Like I'm not going to be able to sit there with my computer in its crazy loud space, but I could put my headphones in and I could listen to an audiobook or a podcast and use that as my personal development time. That's 10 hours. And, you know, that's like probably 2 of my full working days. So actually, you know, it's just like reframing that and making that bit of a plan. And, you know, you were saying about watering the garden and listening to an audiobook. I'll be listening to something while I'm unloading the dishwasher in the morning and reminding myself, in the words of James Ashford, I get to unload the dishwasher. And, you know, like just using that time, it becomes a routine thing, doesn't it? So it's like thinking, okay, if I do these things, like going back to growth, if I do these things to help me work towards that goal that I want to be working towards, actually I'm going to feel more ready. So if you're feeling the fear of growth, you don't have to do the thing that you think is the next step, but you can arm yourself and get yourself ready from the knowledge that you're looking for, working out where can I like build those skills, how can I develop myself so that I'm ready for when I get there, and just do that in little small pockets of time so that you can like be ready to go.
Absolutely. And that's it, isn't it? It's about, you know, what tools do you need to be ready? So recognizing the fact you've got this fear, and that maybe, you know, maybe it is getting the next client. How am I going to get out there? How do I get myself in the mindset that I'm okay to go out there and sell my services? You know, so maybe it's a case that you just go on this personal development journey over the summer and help your mindset, and find someone, you know, and listen to some of our podcasts about how other bookkeepers have done the same and grown their business. Obviously, bootcamp next week is going to set you up brilliantly, and you're going to be fired up, and that's what we want you, like, to have that high energy and level and feel like, yes, okay, this next year I've got so much time to move forward, and just recognize. So it's really important. Recognize where you're at now. Think about, what are the things I've got coming up at the moment. I've definitely got a few fears at the moment. We've got new staff members, but I'm in the juggle at the moment of, I get more staff members, I've got more capacity, but then I need more clients, and then I have more clients, and then they feel like, oh, they're at capacity. Oh, you need more staff. Get more staff. Oh, got more capacity. I need more clients. It's constant, and I don't know whether there's ever a point where you're at the perfect point, but what does that perfect point look like? And so it is a fear of growth, because I feel like I'm always growing. That will I ever have it 100% under control? I don't know. So how am I going to arm myself better? By surrounding myself with people that are going through the same thing is an amazing thing. I'm able to talk in our Success Lounge to other people, or go when I went to the Digital Accountancy Show or the Firm Up event. Everyone gets it. And honestly, just being in a room full of other people that get it wherever you're at, if you're studying, whether you're just thinking about getting your practice license, whether you've been in business for a year or two and you're still finding your feet, there are people in this community that are all those stages. There are people that have been running businesses for 20 years, but still are like maybe thinking about exit one day. And does that scare me, or should I just stay where I'm at? And there's people in this community at all different stages. And that really is the first point, I think, to, you know, surrounding yourself with the people that are in a similar position to you, or maybe that little bit further on than you, is a really good space to be in to help you with your mindset.
Oh, Jo, and you've just queued me up perfectly to talk about Bookkeepers Bootcamp, which is happening next week, and what we've got in the schedule. Because if you're watching the video, you'll be able to see the schedule. If you aren't watching this, if you go to sixfigurebookkeeper.com/bootcamp, you'll be able to register for Bookkeepers Bootcamp. It's our free 4-day virtual event. It is all happening inside the Six Figure Bookkeepers Club, which is our free community of about 15,500 members now. So if you're a bookkeeper looking to start or grow your practice around the world, we support bookkeepers around the world with business development, this is the place to be next week. We've got sessions happening at 11 a.m, 1 p.m, and 6:30 p.m. British Summer Time, all streamed into the Six Figure Bookkeepers Club. Some of those episodes you'll find on our usual channels, our YouTube channel, on our podcast stream as well. But I'd say being in that Facebook group is the best way to really be part of the community and feel part of the conversations. The sessions are going to include some amazing conversations with bookkeepers that we work with. So you'll hear from Rebecca Bridges, Annabelle Barnes, and Rebecca Williams during the week about the businesses that they're growing, what's working for them, the challenges that they've overcome. I think you're going to feel really inspired hearing from them. There are 6 sessions with Jo and me, and we're going to be talking to you about, we're going to start off on Monday at 11 with a kickoff call, talking to you all about Bookkeepers Bootcamp, how it works, how to win prizes as well, because we've got some amazing prizes that are happening during Bootcamp week. And if you have a look at the show notes, we'll share some information about a prize that we're going to be giving away to somebody on the 3rd of July at 11 a.m. We've also got some other prizes which are happening at some of the live sessions too. So come along at 11 o'clock on Monday to hear all about that. We're going to be talking to you about our RISE framework, which is our 4-step framework to help you consistently find clients. And we want to really have a focus on how we delight and retain clients as well during those sessions. There are 2 very special exclusive sessions which are only going to be streamed into the Six Figure Bookkeepers Club, where Jo is going to talk to you about her step to building a multi-6-figure bookkeeping practice. Join us at 6:30 on Tuesday, the 4th of July for that session. And then on Wednesday, the 5th, come along and hear about how Jo adds value through her full bookkeeping service. So we have lots of conversations about what actually does this look like? Like if I deliver a bookkeeping service, what does that actually mean? Jo's going to talk to you about her full bookkeeping service, but also how she expresses the value of that to her clients. And I think this is one of the challenges that comes up when it comes to charging your worth and making sure that people understand in those sales calls why you can work, why you can support them, and making sure that you're able to justify those fees that you're charging. So they're going to be really valuable sessions. We've never done these sessions before, so we'd love to see you there. Also drop in for some incredible sessions with some amazing guest experts, friends of the Bookkeepers Podcast. We're going to speak to Abigail Rogers, Kim Searle, and Lucy Sheridan during the week, and we're talking about all of the things that come up when it comes to fear of growing your business, the imposter syndrome, that fear of hitting the next level, getting your mindset right, comparing yourself and your progress to other people. We are so excited about it, and it's really easy to register. Just go to sixfigurebookkeeper.com/bootcamp to register, and then you'll be there in the group, and we can't wait, and you might win a prize.
Oh my goodness, so many prizes, competitions, amazing guests, loads of, book it, what sessions you can. What I'd suggest is go and look at your diary for next week. Which ones can you turn up to live? Book them in the sessions, make it a non-negotiable. You can listen along. You don't have to sit and watch. If you want to listen in, you can do. Maybe the 6:30 one, you might be like loading the dishwasher or something like that, and putting kids to bed. Have one headphone in or something like that, and try and watch it live. Try and join in live. That's the best way to get the most out of it. But everything is there on catch up as well. We're also going to be sharing with you something brand new, a brand new way of working with us that is extremely cost effective, really entry level, because we have our 6-month success program and we have our startup program, but maybe it's just not in your budget at the moment, but you want to start getting out there and letting people know who you are. So we've got something for you, which we are so excited to be sharing with, and it's going to be for everybody. Even if you're already a member of ours, you can get access to this as well, and join us with this new thing, which so excited.
We've spoken about this a lot, Jo, haven't we? And we finally made it happen, so that's really exciting. And we're going to be talking about that on the 5th of July at 6:30. So on that 6:30 session on the 5th of July, which is also the session where Jo's going to be talking to you about how she expresses the value of her full bookkeeping service. So come along and hear about that. We'll also be telling you on the 5th of July about some incredible bonuses when you join the Bookkeepers 6-month success program. You can find all about it on our website, sixfigurebookkeeper.com, but we'll be talking to you in full about the program and some bonuses that you can qualify for if you join us during our bootcamp week. We've got so much to cover. It's going to be amazing. It's such a great week of inspiration. We hear some amazing success stories, all of the imagine having that head start in business because you're learning from people who are doing exactly the same as you, but who are a few steps ahead of you. It's so valuable to hear these stories.
Absolutely. And, and this is why we're here. We've done it. We've done the struggle. We didn't have anybody to talk to. We didn't know where to turn. And, there's so many business coaches out there, but they didn't really understand the business I was trying to run. I was running a practice. It's not the same as your, digital marketing firm or a product-based business or a salon. It's very different. And, how do I talk to my clients, and how do I express the value of something which is kind of, you can't see it. You can't see bookkeeping. You can't see accountancy. How do we express that value when it kind of feels like this thing that, you know, the HMRC are telling us to do? Sounds really hard. So yeah, we are here to support you and get you all fired up, inspired, and feel like, you know, you get that belief that this is for you too. It's not just for the people you're going to see at bootcamp next week, because they've been where you are now. They've been there and they've watched bootcamp, and then they've taken action and done something and implemented something, and now they're on this journey. And, you know, where does the journey lead? We don't know, but we're all here together to be on that journey together, to have flexible businesses that mean that you can take some time out of summer. You know, Zoe, we've been talking about today, we will be doing the podcast every week, but there will be other things that we're going to calm down on. Absolutely. It's going to be time. We both have families. Yes, I still have my practice, and I'm going to have to, you know, I will make, my team will be having time off as well because they've all got families. You know, it's going to look different, and that's okay. It's okay to look like that. It's okay to build a business that's flexible and works around the summer. We all have to do it. So, but let's do it with a great mindset. Let's do it with excitement in our bellies, ready to like take on our next challenge, whatever that is, and growth, whatever that looks like for you.
Yeah, can't wait. I'm loving all of the comments. Catherine's just said, someone said, oh, you're expensive for just pressing a button. That's what we need to change. That's what next week is all about. So don't you worry, we've got you covered there. Someone's saying, so inspiring, can't wait for boot camp. We can't wait either. We have been planning like crazy. It's really exciting. I feel like there's so much new stuff that we haven't done before, and we're totally ready for it. So can't wait to see you. It all starts on the 3rd of July at 11 o'clock. We'll be there. Come and hear about the prizes. Maybe you'll have already won a prize. Check out the show notes, and we can't wait to see you. It's sixfigurebookkeeper.com/bootcamp. We'll see you next week. Take care. Bye.
Bye.